Ah, hello there. I am your best friend, Cac Jelly, coming at you with another video. Last video I read through 15 things every man needs to know about date and acquaintance rape, and that was a real hoot. So I'm coming at you again. For next video, for the next pamphlet I read, comment below and let's shoot for 100,000 likes on this video. Comment below whether or not I should read one of these pamphlets with an Australian accent. You know, like this. 15 things every man needs to know about date and acquaintance rape. I once raped a crocodile once. It was hilarious. But let's get on with the show. I present to you Inhalants. Why to pass on gas. This comes to us from the Do It Now Foundation, based out of Tempe, Arizona, home of Arizona State University, a renowned party school. The Do It Now Foundation started in like the 80s and up until I checked their website. The last thing that they had there was something from 2001, and it was about 9/11. So again, this pamphlet is older than kids who currently go to high school with me. It's absolutely awful with how dated it was. Although they got rid of all the pamphlets, which saddens me, so I've only got the few that I salvaged. The nose knows. There are a lot of smells in the world. Think about it. There's the smell of wet grass in the park and popcorn at the movies. The jumbled up mix of ocean and pizza and suntan lotion at the beach. Who the fuck brings pizza to the beach? People from fucking Arizona? The smell of Christmas trees in December and rain on a summer day. Those are all pretty cool smells. Cool is in bold, by the way. There are other smells too, and not all of them are totally cool. We won't go into detail about them because we've caught a whiff of some pretty funky odors at one time or another, and the less said about them, the better. On the other hand, we do need to take a closer look at one set of smells that stirred up big problems for thousands of young people. The group of chemicals called inhalants. They're called inhalants because they're inhaled or sniffed into the body, where they cause a lot of weird changes in the body and mind, just like alcohol and other drugs. That's what this pamphlet is all about. In it, we'll talk about how inhalants work and why they're not a gas. Why they're not a gas. Something to sniff at. I love 2001. Because in this whole world of good smells and bad smells, inhalants are a set of chemicals that can make life stink. Introducing inhalants. So what are inhalants? There are a lot of things, more than 1,400 different things at last count, that cause giddiness and intoxication when they're sniffed. For the record though, inhalants fall into three main groups. These are solvents, aerosols, nitrites, and nitrous oxide. Hang on a second. The last one I didn't show the graphics because they weren't that cool. But we see here we got pizza, got gasoline and stuff. But possibly what's awesome is this little thing, gunk patrol. Gunk patrol. Solvents are more alike than different, especially in the problems they cause. Hang on. Has anyone gotten like an Aqua Teen Hunger Force kind of vibe from that, or is it just me? I think it's just me. The solvents group includes such everyday chemicals as glue, gasoline, lighter fluid, cleaning compounds, paint thinner, and typewriter correction fluid. I know that whiteout is like trademarked or some shit, but they just fucking wrote in this thing. This is in the same century as us. Typewriter correction fluid. Gotta be fucking kidding me. Aerosols include the propellant gases found in hairsprays and deodorants, cooking oils, spray paint, and air fresheners. Aerosols coat the lungs with so much gunk that breathing can stop altogether. For an out-of-luck sniffer, it's like drowning on dry land. I thought that was a lyric in some song. Oh, I'm about to die. Oh, I had too many inhalants. Nitrites are a group of chemicals related to the heart stimulant amyl nitrite, and anesthetic gases, sometimes used by dentists. Nitrous oxide, or laughing gas. They put it in your mouth. Even though the chemicals used as inhalants are made for legitimate reasons and are often legal, one purpose that none of them is intended for is being inhaled for fun. But lots of people, especially kids, do just that. And when they do, problems often start blowing their way. Sometimes right in their faces. Also, I think that's the best graphic in this entire pamphlet. Is this little boy? He is the paper bag. It's deep as shit. Facts and effects. Different as they are, inhalants are a lot alike in the way they act in the body. Each changes the way the brain works by cutting the flow of oxygen and replacing it with the chemical that's being sniffed. Other effects are usually pretty similar too. A person may feel drunk, numb, and dizzy all at once, as if being drunk wasn't all of that at once already. If that sounds pretty cool, remember that inhalants are alike in one important way. They cause major problems for people. Irreversible ones sometimes. Here's how it works. As soon as they're sniffed, inhalants spring into action, rushing into the lungs and bloodstream. From there they zip is bold, into the brain, where they zap is in bold, normal functions, and the heart, kidneys, and liver, where they mess things up to their little heart's content. If they had a heart. Also, this is very convincing if you're a prevert of some kind. You look at that lady's fine breasts, and you learn a lesson. You know that girls don't like it when you sniff. So don't do it, kids. Don't fucking do it. You'd be fucking crazy, okay? You'd be fucking... Right, Mom? She agrees with me. That's when the real problems kick in. What sort of real problems? Take your pick. Big ones, little ones, temporary ones, permanent ones. Inhalants can cause them all. Problem parade. Examples of little problems, if you could call them that, include slowed reflexes, double vision, and ringing in the ears. Bigger problems include delusional thoughts and hallucinations, and the risk of permanent damage to the brain and other body organs. Fuck, dude, that sounds awesome. And there are bigger problems still. Suffocation, for example. That happens when glue sniffers pass out with their faces buried in glue-filled plastic bags. If no one notices, they never come back for air. Aerosols pose similar risks. They can coat the lungs with so much gunk that the alveoli, the tiny air sacs in the lungs that process oxygen, can't work. For an unlucky sniffer, it's like drowning on dry land. Didn't you fucking mention that before? They had like the little blurb, but then they had the big one. Also, there's Godzilla. I forgot to mention. They just fucking put Godzilla. Monsters are us. Sniffing causes problems that are real monsters, from hallucinations and freaky behavior to heart attacks. Then there's long-term damage. Body organs don't like the poisonous effects of inhalants and die a little every time they're exposed to them, just to prove it. It's like me and my friend Christian. Every time I'm here, I just die a little bit inside. Every time he opens his mouth, he just says the fucking dumbest things ever. If inhalants were a person, it would be him. And if your body doesn't die enough so that you notice it today, there's always tomorrow. Your odds of serious problems will be better then, thanks to a process called tolerance. That's right, kids. Tolerance is the devil. Diversity is just white genocide. That means that sniffers have to keep using more and more of their favorite chemical to keep achieving the same effects. And we haven't even gotten to overdoses yet. In fact, overdose is the biggest danger linked to most inhalants because it happens so quickly, without warning. It isn't like some other kinds of drug overdose, which can develop slowly or even over a period of hours. Sniffing overdoses happen all at once, without warning, and way too often. Things stay that way permanently. Sniffing overdoses happen all at once without warning, and they did it again. They fucking made a big ass blurb of something they already had in the pamphlet. Reasons to pass on gas. So if sniffing is bad, why do people do it? Oh, I don't know. It seems as if people just make bad decisions. That doesn't make any sense to me because I'm a person who writes pamphlets for a living. One reason is that inhalants are easy to get. That's one reason that they're used more often by younger kids than older teens and adults, who can usually get alcohol or other drugs more easily. But why do kids do that? For two reasons, mostly. Some don't know any better, and others don't care. Some seem to think that since the products that inhalants come in are legal, sniffing must not be a big deal. They're wrong, because sniffing is a big deal, one that's dangerous and addictive. That means that people who try it for fun or out of curiosity sometimes keep on doing it because sniffing just takes over and they forget how to chill out without it. Still, others do it to be cool or because they gotta try everything they think there is to try. They might start out because their friends do it or because they think it makes them look bad. Good bad, not bad bad. But sometimes they look that way too. Wait, hang on. Because it makes him look like a bad boy. Yeah, when I see a fucking kid like with a brown paper bag with fucking paint thinner sprayed inside of it, like, yeah, I totally think he looks bad. I think he looks like a fucking loner who's gonna shoot up the school or some shit if he wasn't like spending his entire time huffing paint thinner and working in robotics or tech theater. But sometimes, or yeah, I already did that. Or do it because they think it makes them look bad to do something so dangerous and risky. Maybe they think that getting messed up on chemicals proves that they're cool or grown up or something. But it doesn't. It just proves that they're as messed up as some messed up adults. As if there's a big need for more of those. Am I right, kids? Bad adults are so bad. In fact, speaking of bad, one of the pamphlets I have, which I'll be reading next, is called I'm Not That Bad Yet. We'll see what bad really means. Stinking thinking. Still, no matter how many reasons people have for sniffing, there's one better reason for not sniffing, and here it is. Sniffing messes people up, sometimes for keeps. Also, a graphic here is it's a pretty girl, like, getting frightened at all the sniffings. I love 2001. I just keep being you, keep doing you. That's why we think it's a good idea. Good idea? Make that a great idea. To think about the things we've talked about in this pamphlet and make up your mind about sniffing now. Your decision is just too important to stumble into or put off until one of your friends decides for you. That could leave you holding the bag or getting zipped up in one. Think about it. We're betting that if you consider the real facts, you'll come to the conclusion, like we're about to, that life is a lot cooler than any gunk you can squeeze from a tube or snort out of a can. Any other conclusion would just be another example of stinking thinking. So I hope you realized you should pass on gas. My dad does not love me. This guy's dad is so proud of him. Look at that motherfucker. Why aren't those tips frosted, son? Why aren't they fucking frosted?